Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching. Yes, you read the title correctly, and we finally have a 40 caliber pistol out here on the range today. I've been hearing from some of you guys for a long time wanting to see a 40 caliber pistol, so I'm excited to finally get one out here today. But before we get started, I want to thank turtlelaketactical.com because once again, the gun I'm going to be shooting today was sent to me by them, and they've helped me out tremendously. A lot of these videos would not be possible if it wasn't for them sending me these guns. So right now on their website, you can use the coupon code ONESHOT and save 10% on your order. Like I said, they've helped me out a lot, and go pay them a visit and help me thank them, because a lot of these videos we just wouldn't be making if they weren't sending me these guns. So I really appreciate it. But the gun we're going to shoot today is the Glock 23. Like I said, this is a 40 caliber pistol, and this is the compact model, so it's like a Glock 19 size. This is awesome, but what has me really excited is what's in this package. So this was sent with the gun, and I think that you guys are gonna enjoy this. So I'm gonna set you guys up on the tripod here so that we can get started. So like I said, this is a 40 caliber pistol, and I don't have a whole lot of experience with the 40. I've shot them a little bit, but it's been a really long time. So I got 10 rounds in the magazine here, and these are actually the very first shots out of this gun. So let's see how it does. So I hear a lot of people complain about the recoil of the 40 and that they're snappy guns, but really that didn't feel too much worse than a 9mm. With the Glock 23, he also sent me this. Now this is a 357 SIG barrel that supposedly just drops right in to that Glock 23. Now, I know in the thumbnail of this video, I kind of clickbaited you guys and I was dual wielding two pistols. That was my 9mm. I actually just have the drop-in barrel for the Glock 23, but dual wielding is much cooler than holding up a barrel. So supposedly this thing just drops right into the Glock 23, and you can even use the same magazine. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this gun apart real quick, and we will put our 357 SIG barrel in. Now, I've never shot a 357 SIG ever. I've heard that they do have a crazy amount of blast. I'm not really sure. If it's anything like a 357 Magnum, then it will have a lot of blast, but supposedly that's what the 357 SIG was created for, was to kind of give you a semi-automatic version of the 357 Magnum. So I'm excited for this, and this is a first for me. I've never shot a 357 SIG. So put the recoil spring back in here, put it back on the frame. Let's load up a magazine of the 357 SIG. If you've never seen a 357 SIG, it's definitely a unique looking bullet. It's basically a 40 cal from the neck down, and then as you can see, very different from the neck up. So I'm gonna load up a mag here, and they do work in the 40 caliber mags, and we'll see what this 357 SIG is all about. So this thing is awesome. It actually didn't have that much recoil, not much more than the 40, but it was super loud and had a ton of blast. That part is definitely true. So I have my high frame rate camera off to the side here, and I'll try to run in some slow-mo shots so you guys can see the difference between the two. But it didn't feel like it kicked that much harder than the 40. It just felt super powerful and was really loud. So this thing is awesome. All right, now I'm gonna do a ballistic shell test, and since you can just swap the barrel and these two calibers are pretty much interchangeable, I went ahead and got the exact same kind of hollow point, and I wanna see how they stack up against each other. So the gel block we're gonna use for this is my 20% clear ballistics gel block, and the ammo that I got is the Spear Gold Dot. So for the 357 SIG, we have the 125 grain Spear Gold Dot. And for the 40 Smith & Wesson, we have the 165 grain Spear Gold Dot. Now, for the 357 SIG, that was the only bullet weight that they had. I'm not sure if they make different weight gold dots or not, but that was the only one that they had. And for the 40 Smith & Wesson, that was the lightest weight gold dot that they had, so that I could get them as close to each other as possible. And hopefully make these results somewhat comparable. All right, so no heavy clothing kits or nothing today. We're just gonna do bare gel for now, and over the next couple months, we'll do a ton of different videos with these calibers and take care of all that stuff. But we're gonna start with the 40 caliber gold dot, and I have a pack of computer paper behind the ballistics gel block, just in case it goes all the way through, because I don't have a second gel block out here. So, let's see how it does. All right, our 40 caliber gold dot went in right there. Had a pretty big wound cavity for the first 7 to 8 inches in that ballistics gel block. The bullet continued down, came to a stop right there. Looks like it just expanded perfectly, and looks like it stopped at about 13 inches into our ballistics gel block. So, not too shabby for the 40 cal. Let's see how the 357 SIG does. So I hit the 40 caliber gold dot inside the gel block. I always seem to do that for some reason. It's hard to tell if it really affected it or not. The 40 cal gold dot looks just fine, so I'm not sure if it just like skimmed it or if it actually affected the performance. So I'm gonna redo the 357 SIG. So I hope the camera's picking up just how loud this thing is. It literally sounds like a shotgun blast. All right, so the first 357 SIG that we shot is all the way down there, and you can see that it looks like it definitely hit that 40 caliber bullet. It was going straight, and then it changed its path and started going upward. So I reshot it, and the second one that I shot is over here, and you can see it has a humongous wound cavity, definitely bigger than the 40, but this bullet came to a stop, it looks like, about the exact same place as the first 40 caliber bullet that we shot. So obviously I'll dig these bullets out when we're done and see how they expanded, but the wound cavity is definitely bigger on the 357 SIG, but they got about the same amount of penetration. We got to do one more test before we go. I have the car door back out here with me today, and on the back side here I have our ballistics gel block, and we're going to shoot these rounds through this car door and into the ballistics gel block and see how they do. Got the little GoPro there, so hopefully it'll capture some pretty cool footage. But the 40 is supposed to be a pretty good barrier defeating round, and police officers all over the place carry the 40. So I'm kind of curious to see how these two bullets stack up against each other. All right, we're gonna start with the 357 SIG. All right, our entrance hole from the 357 SIG is right there. Go around to the back, and our exit hole is right there. And it looks like the 357 SIG just broke into probably 3 or 4 pieces. Looks like the furthest one is right there, and it's only about probably 6 inches, 7 inches into the gel block. And as you can see, we got 3 or 4 more pieces right there in the first couple inches. So let's try the 40. All right, so I actually shot the 40 twice. The first one was down here, I flinched and missed the gel block, and the second one is right there. Let's go around to the back. And there's several exit holes back here, so I'm not really sure which one's the 40, but in the ballistics gel, the 40 caliber gold dot actually went all the way through the entire ballistics gel block and out the other side. Now it's kind of hard to see the wound cavity in there. It is hidden behind some of the others, but it doesn't look like it really broke apart at all. It looks like it stayed intact and passed all the way through the whole gel block, whereas the 357 SIG basically broke into 4 or 5 pieces and stopped pretty short. So it's very possible that the 357 SIG could have hit something hard inside the door. There's all kinds of variables that can happen when you're doing these types of tests. That's why I like to keep these shots pretty close together. But we still got some pretty different results, and not really what I expected. All right, I dug these bullets out of the gel block, and we didn't get any from the car door test because the 40 went all the way through and the 357 broke apart too much. But this is the 40 Smith & Wesson that we shot into bare gel, and as you can see, just expanded perfectly like you would expect from a gold dot. Now this is actually the 357 SIG that hit our 40, so obviously it's kind of deformed, but this is the second 357 SIG that we shot, and it also expanded perfectly. It is different though. I've never seen a gold dot look like that. It's obviously a smaller bullet, it's just a smaller caliber, but it's got more of a rounded shape to it. Whereas the 40 looks a lot like the 9mm that I've tested, so that's kind of interesting, but both of these bullets performed really well. Well, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank Turtle Lake Tactical once again for sending out the gun that we used in today's video. Don't forget to visit their website and use the coupon code ONESHOT for 10% off your order. And this is just the beginning. I got a ton of videos coming up with the Glock 23 and the 357 SIG barrel. So if you're thinking, what the heck, you didn't do this or you didn't do that, don't worry. We're going to be playing with this gun all summer long, and we'll do a ton of videos when it's all said and done. So let me know in the comments what else you would like to see with the Glock 23 and the 357 SIG, and we'll try and get those done as well. By the way, if it seems like I've been responding to comments a little less lately, it's because I've been getting a lot more of them, so I'm trying my best, and I see every single comment. I love every single comment, and I really appreciate all the support that I get from you guys, but it is getting harder and harder to respond to all of them. I spend 2 or 3 hours a day sometimes just responding to comments and just wanting to let you guys know that I really appreciate all the support, and it does mean a lot to me. But I'd rather be out here making videos and putting out the best videos that I can for you guys than sitting at home responding to comments. So I hope you understand, but I will continue to do the best that I can, and just know that I do see every single one of them, even if I don't respond. So that's about it for me today, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up for me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.